Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to Salvage Secrets channel. My name is Andre, and today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this business and how to succeed in this salvage flipping business. So we're wrapping up another day here at Eurotech, about to close up, and I just wanted to show you guys some cars that we have and talk about three very important principles that will definitely help you to be successful in this game and not lose money and don't make mistakes, okay? And a lot of people don't talk about them, but basically these three things are time, risk, and staying in your lane, okay? So let's talk about it a little bit, about each one. So if you look at these cars, right, you're not gonna see, you see all different types of cars like Jeeps, BMWs, Acuras, Mercedes, all sorts of cars. But one thing that's common about these cars is that they're all newer cars with low mileage, but definitely no old cars with high mileage, all right? And that's what I always talk about in my videos, and that's what I follow. Why? Because these cars, this is what people want to buy. Nobody wants to buy like old high mileage clunker, especially if it has a salvage title. Not to mention there is no money to be made there. These cars, even though we sell them with a significant discount, we still make money because of the rebuild title history, whatever, and we still make plenty of money and people still save a lot of money, which makes it work. But the most important thing is I don't buy cars with a lot of damage. Most of these cars that we got, for example, like this Honda, right, we had to change the transmission. There was no body damage. Mazda had some little wiring problems that like it squirrel chewed up on some wires. And if we keep going, this Dodge Charger had some water damage, right, as well as that Mercedes. So basically that Honda was, the Acura was a theft recovery. This one was impound car. There is no damage. As you can see, none of these cars pretty much had body damage. So what I mean by that is, I stay in my lane, guys. I don't have a body shop. I can't fix these cars. So you have to look at your situation and decide like what type of cars you should buy. So if you're really good with body work and you can do your own repairs, or you have your own shop and you just want to fix one or two cars on the side when you're slow to supplement your business, maybe it's gonna work for you. We stay away from collision cars because I don't have a body shop. We have a couple shops that do body work for us, like minor work, like bumper, door, things like that, nothing crazy. But overall, I stay away from collision cars that are heavily damaged because I don't have a body shop. What I focus on instead is theft recoveries like this Acura with no damage at all, which is great. Sometimes I get something with electrical problems, some wiring problems, because I have people that can fix these types of problems. And this is what I buy, So I don't buy anything that's gonna sit here and eat up my time, which is another thing I wanted to talk about, time, right? So even though I pay top dollar for these cars with no damage, which are like theft recoveries, for example, but this car is pretty much ready for sale the moment it gets on my lot. I have to do a couple things, like this windshield is not glued in because they took the VIN number off here, but all I have to do is basically reseal the windshield, put together these missing pieces, take pictures, and the car is ready for sale. And time is very important in this game, guys, because nobody talks about it. You hear stories online all the time. People say, hey, I bought this car, for 2,000 and I made 3 grand in profit, so it's great. But they don't say it took them 6 months to do it, because they spent 6 months fixing this car, working in their garage after hours, on weekends, putting, dozens of hours in labor in those cars, and then they made some money. This is not sustainable business, at least for me. Again, if you're doing it as a side hobby, as a side hustle, flip 1 car, 2 cars a year, that's fine. But if you want to run a real salvage flipping business like this, it's not going to work, guys, because time is very important. The longer car sits on your lot, the more it depreciates, it loses value, and the more cars you have sitting, the worse you are, because there's always expenses piling up. You have to pay rent, you have to pay this and that, and you're gonna lose. That's what's gonna happen. So you should always buy cars that you can put on the market as quickly as possible. So time, very important. Then another thing, risk, I wanted to talk about, right? So none of these all these cars that I bought, there was some sort of risk involved with buying these cars. It was never like, oh, I know this car is perfect, it doesn't have any problems, let me buy it and flip it and make $5,000. It never works like this, okay? There is always risk involved. The cars we buy, some of them don't start. Some of them says electrical problems. Some of them say undercarriage damage and they don't start. Some of them missing keys. There's got to be something, some sort of risk involved in the situation. Otherwise, you're not going to make money. Whoever takes the most risk gets the most reward. Not only in this business, but in any business. So the key is you have to take calculated risk. You have to know what you're doing. You have to focus on certain cars that you know, you already know what's wrong with these cars and how much it's going to cost you to fix them. So again, staying in your lane. For me, for example, flat cars, electrical damage cars, sometimes undercarriage. I know, like, if I have to swap a motor, either my guy can do it or I can pay the guy who does the work like that for us, and I know how much it costs. I know all ins and outs, so I can do my numbers, make sure I'm going to make money, okay? So this is what I wanted to talk about today, guys. Again, just to summarize, if you want to succeed in this business, 3 things are very important. Taking calculated risk, minimizing the time that it takes you to put these cars on the market so you can keep moving faster, and 3, staying in your lane, right? So knowing exactly what are you buying, and don't buy stuff that's gonna sit and eat up your money and, you know, waste your time. All right, so hopefully this was helpful, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.